Good morning. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets, driving while talking about markets parked up at the moment. Let's kick off. So markets went down slightly yesterday. It looks like they're very resilient and they actually don't want to go down too much, even though subject to several reports that have come out in the US. One of them was the Moodys downgrading of the regional banks, and that is going to have a continuing impact because as the rating agencies do downgrade the regional banks, they are in trouble. There's no doubt about it. The regional banks will have another liquidity crisis. And once that liquidity crisis comes to bear and becomes public as far as the global markets are concerned, then you will see the banking sector go down even more, simply because the regional banks will need bailing out again. And we're talking about trillions of dollars. So the US Treasury, the Fed, will have to turn on the printing machine, get going as far as the US banks are concerned. Keep an eye on the US banks. Apple came out with an amazing innovation. They've moved the hang up button from the center on the new iPhone 17 for all those groupies, all those followers of Apple, from the center to the lower right. Amazing. That's the most amazing innovation. Wow. I mean, that is going to increase their sales dramatically. Apple has lost all style of innovation since Steve Jobs died. Nothing's happening with Apple. Apple, if you look at Apple, it is a cash cow. It's totally dependent on its existing customer base or a very small new customer base joining the iOS or the Apple family. It's not going to happen. What's happening is that Apple has maxed out its sales at the moment, and especially as the global economy slows down and goes into recession, then Apple sales will fall off. So at these levels, looks like Apple is topped out. Next one, Nvidia semiconductors, well overpriced, well overbought, looks very toppy and looks ripe for a downturn. So Nvidia, again, you could see a 10 to 15% drop in Nvidia's price in the short term, purely because it's overbought and it is well overvalued. Other one that's overvalued is Meta. Even though Meta had great subscriptions, it's totally dependent on Instagram. Okay, its virtual technology or its development into virtual technology is not happening. That's sucking up billions, and Meta also looks very, very toppy at these levels. Looks like for correction. Tesla has moved down slightly, down to 247. It touched 245 in today, and it's now 247, 248. Looks like at this level, it doesn't hold the 245 level, then it's going to go down to 225. Heavily dependent on the tech sector, what they do and how they are going to react overall to slowing market conditions. China's consumer prices fell for the first time in 2 years. Bad sign for global economies because China looks like it's going into deflation, and that will have an impact, even though overall markets are ignoring anything to do with China. As one viewer said, you can't tell if China is saying the truth or saying the lies, because it's all the same. So it's hard to tell with China what's going on there. But according to the official numbers, the consumer prices have fallen for the first time in 2 years. Not a good sign as far as China's concerned, because they're trying to reflate their economy, try and get it going with huge stimulus packages, and that's simply not happening at the moment. There's major concern as far as China is concerned. Looking at the rest of the markets, you've got the dollar, which again looks pretty solid at the moment because it's following on from the Fitch rating agency's downgrade last week, and there's a drive into the dollar for a safe haven. Bonds you've got to keep an eye on, because I expect the 10-year bond yield to go to 4.5%, as I've said over and over again. I've got a book out on Amazon, a new one just came out yesterday, the latest book. You can buy that now on Amazon. And what else? That's more or less it. So you can share, subscribe, comment, and catch you later. Have a good day.